You are where you are today in part because of what you've been saying about yourself. Words are like seeds. When you speak something out, you give life to what you're saying. If you continue to say it, eventually that can become a reality. Whether you realize it or not, you are prophesying your future. And this is great when we're saying things like, I'm blessed, I'm strong, I will accomplish my dreams, I'm coming out of debt. That's not just being positive, you are prophesying victory, prophesying success, prophesying new levels. Your life will move in the direction of your words. But too many people go around prophesying just the opposite. I never get any good breaks. I'll never get back in shape. Business is slow. I'll probably get laid off. Flu season is here. I always get it. They don't realize they are prophesying defeat. It's just like they're calling in bad breaks, mediocrity, lack. The scripture says we will eat the fruit of our words. You are planting seeds when you talk. At some point, you're going to eat that fruit. My challenge is make sure you're planting the right kind of seeds. If you want apples, you have to sow apple seeds. If you want oranges, you can't plant cactus seeds, poison ivy seeds, mushroom seeds. You're going to reap fruit from the exact seeds that you've been sowing. In other words, you can't talk negative and expect to live a positive life. You can't talk defeat and expect to have victory. You can't talk lack, not enough, can't afford it, never get ahead, and expect to have abundance. If you have a poor mouth, you're going to have a poor life. If you don't like what you're seeing, start sowing some different seeds. Instead of saying, I'll never get well, Joel. This sickness has been in my family for 3 generations. No, let me give you the right seeds. God is restoring health back into me. This sickness didn't come to stay, it came to pass. I'm getting better and better every day. You keep sowing those seeds and eventually you'll eat that fruit. Health, wholeness, victory. Instead of saying, I'll never get out of debt. I'll never rise any higher. No, I will lend and not borrow. Whatever I touch prospers and succeeds. I'm coming into overflow, into more than enough. Start sowing seeds of increase, seeds of abundance. No more, I'll never accomplish my dreams. No, I have the favor of God. Blessings are chasing me down. The right people are searching me out. New opportunities, new levels are in my future. If you keep talking like that, you'll reap a harvest of good things. James said in the scripture, with our tongue, we can bless our life or we can curse our life. Many people don't realize with their words, they're cursing their future. Every time you say, I never get any good breaks, you just cursed your life. I'll never be able to afford that nice house. I'll never break this addiction. I'll never meet the right person. No, stop cursing your future. Sometimes the enemy doesn't have to defeat us. We defeat ourselves. Pay attention to what you're saying. Are you blessing your life or are you cursing it? I had a classmate in high school that was always very negative. Every time I asked him what was going on, he had this standard answer. He would always say, not much. I'm just getting old, fat, and bald. I heard him say that probably 500 times. I know he's just kind of kidding, but I wouldn't kid about that. He was one of the stars on our football team, always in great shape, had this thick curly hair. About 15 years later, I ran into him at the mall. When I saw him, I nearly passed out. He had prophesied his future. He looked old, fat, and bald. Friends, don't speak that defeat over your life. Our attitude should be, I'm getting younger. God is renewing my youth like the eagles. I'm getting stronger, healthier, better looking. I'm gonna keep my hair. I'm gonna stay in my right mind. I'm gonna live a long, productive, faith-filled life. Don't go around cursing your future. Start blessing your life. Prophesy good things. Why don't you stop criticizing yourself? Talking about all the things you don't like. How you're getting too old and too wrinkled, too this, too that. Stop cursing your life and start blessing your life. Start calling yourself healthy, strong, talented, beautiful, young. Every morning before you leave the house, look in the mirror and say, "Good morning, you good-looking thing." I know this man that was so concerned that he was going to get Alzheimer's disease. Several people in his family had it. A grandfather, a great uncle. He was in his early 50s, but he was always talking about what might happen. He told me how he is making plans for who could take care of him, get everything lined up. Of course, it's good to use common sense, to be wise, but if you go around talking about when you're going to get it, making plans for it, most likely you won't be disappointed. You're calling it in, just like you're sending it an invitation. I told him what I'm telling you. Don't say another time that you're going to have Alzheimer's. Start declaring, "No weapon formed against me will ever prosper." Your words will become your reality. One time I was working on my garage door back then. I couldn't get it to go up. I was kind of frustrated. I didn't even realize Alexandra was there, but under my breath I said, "This thing is never going to work." I heard this little voice speak up, "Daddy, you're going to have what you say." Oh, it's terrible when your own children believe your messages. You're not snared by what you think. Negative thoughts come to us all. When you speak them out, you give them life. That's when they become a reality. When you say, "I'll never get back in shape," it becomes more difficult. You just made it harder. When you say, "I never get any good breaks," that stops the favor that was ordained for you. If you say, "I'm not that talented, I don't have a good personality," that is setting the limits for your life. That is calling in mediocrity. You may have been snared in the past, trapped by your words, but I believe this is a new day. I declare you're coming out of that trap. Every chain is being loosed. Every stronghold is coming down. No weapon formed against you is going to prosper. Now you got to do your part. Start speaking victory over your life. Speak increase. Dare to declare God's favor. Be bold to call in those things you're dreaming about, those things you're believing for. Don't use your words to describe the situation. Use your words to change the situation. Matthew chapter 6, Jesus was talking about worry. He said, "Take no thought, saying, 'What shall we eat? What shall we drink?'" Notice that phrasing, "take no thought, saying." The negative thoughts will come. The key is to not say them. A thought will die stillborn if you don't speak it. Jesus was saying, you may feel worried. You may seem like it's never going to happen, but take no thought saying. Don't verbalize it. Don't get trapped by your words. You may think, "I'll never break this illness. I'll never get well. I'll never meet the right person." Those thoughts come to all of us. You can't stop that. My challenge is don't give them life by speaking them out. Don't go call your friends and tell them how it's not going to happen. In the tough times, you have to especially be on guard. It's very tempting to vent your frustration. Tell people how the loan didn't go through, how bad the medical report was, how these people just didn't treat you right. But continually talking about the problem, that's not only going to make you more discouraged, but you're giving that problem more life. You're making it bigger. Turn it around. Don't talk about the problem, talk about the promise. Instead of, "Oh man, I got this big challenge." No, I serve a big God. He spoke worlds into existence. Nothing's too difficult for him. Instead of, "I didn't get the promotion. God passed over again, another disappointment." No, I know when one door closes, that means God has something better. He's directed my steps. I'm excited about my future. Instead of, "I'll never meet the right person, Joe. I'm too old. It's been too long." No, something good is going to happen to me. Divine connections are coming my way. "Well, I heard you got a bad medical report." Yes, that's true, but I have another report. It says God is restoring health back unto me. "Well, I heard those people did you wrong." Yes, but I'm not worried. God is my vindicator. He's fighting my battles. He's promised to give me beauty for ashes. See, in life, there are always two voices vying for your attention. The voice of faith and the voice of defeat. You'll hear a voice saying, like I did, "Problem's too big. It's not going to work out. Just accept it." You'll be tempted to worry, to be negative, to complain. But if you listen carefully, you'll hear another voice, the voice of faith. saying God has a way. Favor is coming. Healing is coming. Breakthroughs are coming. One voice will tell you, you've reached your limits. You've gone as far as you can. You don't have what it takes. The other voice, you are well able. You can do all things through Christ. Your best days are still in front of you. Now here's the beauty. You get to choose which voice comes to life. The way you do it is by what you speak. When you verbalize that thought, you're giving it the right to come to pass. If you go around saying, the problem's too big, I'll never get well, you are agreeing with the wrong voice. You've got to get in agreement with God. The other voice may seem louder, but you can override it. You can take away all of its power by choosing the voice of faith. You can talk yourself out of your destiny. Negative words can keep you from becoming who you were created to be. Don't fall into that trap.